everything you need to know about Blink.
Oh, scary. Oh, shiver my timbers. Shut up, man.
Bro, how are you gonna go on this whole rant about your so-called haters and how you have thick skin, but then not a few days before this post, you literally decided to take things real life and release my full name on your platform, violating my privacy, and all because you got embarrassed. What's going on, everyone? It's your favorite host and jealous hater, Apoc, and welcome back to the channel. So I think it's pretty obvious that me and DCP have been beefing lately, and if you're not aware, here's a quick little rundown on the situation. So basically, I've been calling out Beelzebub for a while now, along with many other creators. Now I think we're in total of like 41 creators actively speaking out against DCP, with at least roughly 110 videos on him. That is a lot. That's probably more videos specifically on him addressing all of his issues than videos he has against one particular vlogger. Yet apparently we're all wrong. But he never addresses any of these videos or any of the claims thrown against him, which is really weird for a guy who apparently has thick skin. I mean, someone who claims that would easily be able to debunk any of us, right? I mean, if we're wrong, if we're all hypocrites. I mean, it should just be a cakewalk for him, right? Because he's so good at debating and arguing and having conversations. But nope, instead, he just mentions us so-called haters in passing, claims that we're jealous or whatever of his sub count, which we are not. Believe me, we do not want his community at all. I mean, every now and again on my channel, on my platform, I throw out videos like these or other videos to weed out those people because I don't want them on my channel. So there's no reason to be jealous. And to be honest, I think DCP and his community kind of, gave themselves away with their true intentions, because they talk about how his videos and his message and the conversation that he has started is apparently for the children, yet they're so pressed about analytics and numbers that he has a higher sub count than any of us and that he has a bigger community. But it's not even supposed to be about that. It's supposed to bring in awareness to child exploitation. But apparently DCP and his goons didn't get the memo. But like I said, he'll mention us in passing when he wants some more affirmations from his community, or just wants to vent about us because he just watched one of our videos because the little narc can't help himself. And then he'll gaslight his community into believing some sort of false perception of all of us, calling us detractors or whatever, and only telling them a half truth, his truth, which is all one-sided. Again, he'll use buzzwords like hypocrite so that he can negate anything we say or claim against him. And he will literally show no receipts at all. Even his little slander piece on me was proven to be manipulated and taken way out of context. He deliberately and purposely cut out part of the clips that he used against me to further his narrative and to turn my own community against me. But it didn't work. I lost maybe like 20 people, but now I'm like 1,000 over that. So obviously he doesn't know what he's doing. But DCP is the type of guy that will say that he's the first one to address any criticism towards him and absorb it and retain it and try to be better, and that he's open up for anyone to hop on his platform for a discussion, yet avoided debates with me, ignore me for weeks, and then put that hit piece out on me. Not to mention he deletes comments and blocks people, blocks his so-called haters, or just anyone who questions him at all. Isn't that what the vloggers do? Oh yeah, I forgot, he failed at that too. Much like his other channels. The one based around fitness, Fat Guy Beast Mode, or whatever the hell he calls it. I mean, I have no clue why he expected it to go anywhere anyways. It doesn't make any sense. He has no credibility when it comes to fitness and health. His damn weight loss journey was flying off to Mexico and getting his stomach cut in half because he apparently was so sick and tired of not being able to see his feet. But hey buddy, here's an idea.
Put down the fork.
But anyways, as I'm sure you all know, that Abaddon here and his little demons at the bottomless pit, Margaret and Rex, like to take things real life. They did to YouTuber headlines, they did to Brianna K, they did to the Stoffers, they did to other people, and now they're trying to do it to me. It's kind of looking like a pattern of behavior for them, huh? Which, by the way, is a scare tactic. They all like to make others feel uncomfortable living within their own home, especially women and especially single mothers. And even though I know the little Minuteman was beating his meat vigorously to the thought of me being shook or intimidated by his little tactic, I'm not. I mean, sure, yeah, he did violate my privacy, and him doing that, releasing my full name, is, risking my family if you actually think about it. I mean, he considered a private DM between me attacking his family or putting his family at risk, which makes no sense at all, because again, it was a warning. It may have been a trolley warning, but it was a warning. We can chalk it up to being inappropriate and weird. Okay, that's fine, but there wasn't any ill intent behind it. Yet him releasing my full name name does, which, you know, when you push out full names, people can look up your other personal information. And that is what he was trying to do. Get people to do his dirty work for him. Because let's be honest here, what the is he gonna do? The dude is nothing but a coward who hides behind his screen and his keyboard, much like the people who co-sign on all his bullshit. They're definitely rabid dogs, but they're all bark and no bite. They're just a bunch of loser housewives who would never leave the comfort of their own home. Out in the real world, they're weak, they're nothing, and they're using a good message, a good cause, to enable other shitty behavior in sinful ways. All these fake evangelical people. But let's just say this right now, if any of them decided to get a little froggy with it and try to pull up, it wouldn't be a good idea. And it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter, man. You will get a taste of equality real quick. This isn't Canada, man. We have a Second Amendment for a reason, and this isn't a threat, it's a warning that if you go beyond online and you try to take things real life, you will regret it. That's what I'm saying. I will protect my family at all cost. But doesn't this make Josh look even more creepy than he already is? Because he has shown and has proved that he's been looking into me and my personal life for whatever reason. And that's all because I gave him a little criticism and, you know, made fun of his hairline. But, you know, I thought he had tough skin. So, you know, what are you gonna do? I thought we were all playing the same game, man. I'm just flaming. I'm just roasting, right? Just snarking. Isn't that what we're all doing here? Hey, Josh, you want to make fun of my palates? So is this the reason why you won't snark on me? Because there's nothing to snark on? Probably. We all know you can't argue or But yeah, he's been looking into me, and he's been trying to use his little sausage fingers to grasp onto whatever he can to try to invalidate any argument or claims I have against him. It's his go-to tactic. That's what he does. It's what manipulators do. They do this because they cannot refute what is being said against them. So what do they do instead? They resort to slander and fear tactics. See, but here's the thing. His biggest fear is having someone like me come along who doesn't have a record, who's never been arrested or even had a parking ticket, none of that. It's his biggest fear to have that because he can't use anything against me in order to discredit anything I say. I mean, come on. If he had anything on me, which he does not, don't you think it would have been out by now? I mean, I've been pushing out video after video after video on his ass, and yet he has nothing. He had that premiere, but he didn't play it. He was gonna push out that premiered video with my full name in the title at the same exact time and day as my video on him. But minutes before it played, the little guy pulled the video. Why? That makes no sense at all, man. So if you guessed it, I'm calling his bluff. I know for a fact he has nothing on me because, again, I'm not a bad person. Just because he's a paranoid piece of shit doesn't mean we all are. I'm not paranoid about what he has because I know for a fact he doesn't have anything on me because I don't have a record of anything. There's only so much he could push out on me, which is either make up more lies and slander, or maybe, I don't know, use something someone else did against me, which again is another one of his tactics that he likes to do. I mean, can you imagine if he was like,
"Did you guys know that Apoc's dad died from using dirty needles based from his meth addiction? Apoc is literal human scum."
Or what if he found out a few years back that I was growing some good back in California, legally and by the book, by the way, approved by the county and everything. I mean, we all know how much of a prude he is when it comes to that sort of thing. But yeah, go ahead, Josh, push out the video. I don't care. I mean, unless you're gonna push out more personal and private information, which that wouldn't be a good move. I know you're a little unhinged, but you go ahead and do that, man. We'll see how that goes for you. And in my opinion, it was all blank filler, and it was used as a message to tell me, if you don't stop, I'll expose your personal information. But then, like I said, he literally backpedaled on the video. So what's wrong, Joshy Poo? You trying to mitigate your threat? Like I said, be careful, man. Tread carefully. Taking things real life is a trend you do not want to get on. Anyways, all you jealous haters, that's about it. Now, I was going to end the video here, but I also wanted to address DCP's cringy ass community post. And I know recently I did that collab with Sharon on this subject, but there's a couple other things I want to say, so we're just gonna hop right into that. You know, for extra runtime and triggering, I'm so close to 100k, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming to this channel to watch my content. I don't always get it right, and I can be intense sometimes, but I think the overall message has resonated with a lot of you. The message is clear and always will be. If you exploit your kids for money, put them in danger, and put your selfish needs ahead of your kids and influence others to do the same, then I will cover your content. rant. Is it petty? It can be, but it's petty with a purpose. Yeah, that's coming from a guy who literally put multiple families in danger. Children in danger. He literally said he would go to the Stoffer's home and harass the parents while the children watch from the window. I mean, that's what would happen. He literally said he would bring people over that hate them to harass them. He doesn't even know any of the people that he would bring over, just randoms across the globe who hate the Stoffers, to harass the parents of these children. And like I said in the collab and before, the message is simpleton shit. Like, you gotta be really, really ignorant to not understand. It's something you can literally not argue with. There's no argument against it. It's like saying drinking and driving is bad. Like, no shit, dude. But this kind of reminds me of this scene from Family Guy, right? Where Lois is running against Adam West for the mayor of Quahog or whatever it's called. And this clip is the epitome of DCP and his entire community as a whole.
Mrs. Griffin, what do you plan to do about crime in our city?
A lot. That's what Jesus wants. 9/11 was bad.
I agree with that.
He calls it all petty with a purpose, yet his so-called message has not resonated with not one vlogger of note, and hasn't stopped not a damn one of them either from exploiting their children for money. No, in fact, he has become friends with some of them. Aaron Williams, Nicole Paulson. He's friendly with the people who exploit their children and take advantage of other people. And some of them don't even know him as the dad of YouTube or the guy who wants to bring awareness to child exploitation. No. They know him as the guy who roasts on YouTube. That's what he's known by. You might not agree, and I've lost a few supporters along the way, but I honestly trust my gut on this, and if calling people out means I have to make fun of their pants or fake eyelashes, then so be it. That's not calling people out. That's literally being a nitpicky little And the dude goes way beyond pants and eyelashes. The dude literally sung a song multiple times in multiple videos about Love Meg's vagina and what it smells like. He circles women's breasts and rates their bodies for content. That's more than pants and eyelashes, my guy. And he justify it because people exploit their children, even though he'll cover others who actually don't exploit their children, and their whole content is based off of like organizing their pantries. But then he has another excuse on the back burner for when that happens, and so he says that he feels entitled as a man, that he has the right to blast you for wearing makeup or having any sort of like cosmetics on your body or face because it's not his preference. He also calls it all surface level. But it's not surface level, it's way more deeper than that, man. Because a lot of women that he makes fun of wear the makeup or get these surgeries because of a deep-rooted insecurity that they have or could have gotten from being a mother and having their babies that changed or ruined their bodies forever. This is the self-proclaimed dad of YouTube who apparently has such a high esteem for mothers. And he acts as if he's actually made some sort of a difference with anything. The only thing he's actually done is put money into his own pocket. I mean, seriously, name something of value that he has done for the cause. Sure, making people aware is a great thing to do, but to be honest, a lot of people who follow him, or even myself, or anybody within this community, were already anti-family vlogger to begin with. Not saying that he hasn't changed any minds, because that's preposterous, but I failed to see how covering vlogs based around house tours and vacations is going to bring awareness to anything, especially if the topic of child exploitation isn't even being factored into the video at all. I mean, if someone comes across a video like that where he's breaking down Jess Fam's house tours with no children in mind, that's all they're going to see, and they enjoy it, they're literally just hate watching Jess Fam. It's also a place for comedy and laughter. Yeah, basic humor. Place to discover that these people are far from perfect, and you should never stack yourself up against a false perception. It's been proven to be damaging not only to adults, but especially children. Yeah, and the way he shows these false perceptions and that these women aren't perfect is by tearing them down body part by body part. And here's the thing, even if one of them does step out of the false perception and actually expresses some damn insecurities, Mr. Voice of Reason over here will just invalidate them and tells them they're not allowed to feel that way because he thinks they're pretty.
Never mind the fact that Bits of Brie, is a beautiful mom who has had 3 babies and is gorgeous. She's absolutely fine. But the danger of that is that she knows she's fine, okay?
And he did this to Brianna K, who at the time was going through a miscarriage. He also said that her having those insecurities, about her body and having a miscarriage, will make others feel bad, so she shouldn't have them at all.
And that everybody watching this who doesn't look like her after having 3 babies inadvertently feels so crappy about themselves because they never got to They are not like this at all.
Maybe it's demons like Josh who make these women push out false perceptions of themselves because apparently, by his logic, they aren't allowed to be anything but perfect. I want to thank all the creators who cover the same stuff, even the ones who hate me. Oh, okay, so he's thanking us for talking about the same topics. He's saying that we're right about what we say about all these other influencers and vloggers, but we're wrong when it comes to him. Something's fishy here. It's been a big year and a half since the Micah stuff went down, and a lot has shifted. Yeah, you went from covering real topics and real problems, and you still do it here and there, but now you spend entire months bashing holiday home decor. So many family vloggers have stopped, and many more who were considering it have changed their mind. I don't claim to be the leader in this fight, but I definitely am a part of it. Doesn't claim it, but he sure in hell acts like it, huh? And again, who, Josh? What vlogger of note has stepped up and said, man, because of this guy bashing our curtains, we took our kids offline? What the hell are you talking about, man? You always go on and on and on about this list of people who have taken their kids offline because of you, yet you never actually show any proof of that. You don't have any receipts. Who are these people? I guarantee you it's not Just Fam or Brittany and Baby or Sunkiss Mama or OK Baby or any of these vloggers. The only people who would have stopped because of him, or even me, it doesn't matter, are vloggers who didn't make it and don't make any money off of exploiting their children. So they spend months or even years wasting their time on something with no reward. And sure, of course, later on they may have realized that putting their kids online was a bad move. But the bigger question here is, would they have stopped if they were making 10K a month off of family vlogging? My guess is that they would not stop, because they don't stop. Take the Ace family for instance. They get ratioed and riddled online probably just about every single day, and they still do the same exact things over and over and over again with no regard towards their children at all. And why is that? Because the money. They're not going to stop because people made videos on them. So that little tiny list that DCP claims to have would only be for people who flopped at family vlogging. That's literally it. And like I said, they could have changed their mind down the road, but we don't know if they would have changed their mind if they were making money, because again, there's no one of note who has stopped because of any of us. Money is truly the root of all evil. I mean, Exhibit A. It's been a great journey and a blessing to be on here and to put my wife through school debt free. See, told ya. It's about the money. This platform has changed me in so many ways. I'm better for it. And I'm always considering how to improve. Despite what my haters say, I love people. I just have zero tolerance for bad parents. Oh, here we go with the hater bullshit again. I thought you were done with them. I thought you ignored them. I thought you had thick skin. Yet you seem to mention them at every turn. But you won't make a video on what we say. Telling me you try to hide your intentions without telling me. You don't love people, my guy. You don't have any love for anyone but yourself and to stroke your little ego. To me, I believe you are a devil, you are a demon. I definitely believe that. But if you actually cared, you would be trying to change minds and make a difference and not bashing people. I honestly never thought I'd make it to 100K and in such a short time. Bro's been on the platform for like 8 years now. But it encourages me that clearly people are on board for the message, on board for the laughs and the yelling. This whole thing about how he has more subs, so people must be on board with his so-called message, is just the dumbest argument I've ever heard. Because, you know, he's an ant when it comes to all the vloggers that he covers. The child exploiters have millions of fans, millions of subs behind them. So that must mean that people are on board for their message, right? The third kind people, right? No. That's a dumb argument too. Our channels literally speak out against those people because we know it's wrong. And no matter what your sub count is, it doesn't exempt you from being wrong. That's literally our whole thing. Yet DCP is applying the same mentality to himself that the vloggers have for themselves as well. I've developed an even thicker skin and have moved past the obligation to watch hate videos or read hate comments on me. That took a bit, but it's super freeing. Dude was literally threatening to push out my personal information just last week or so. Let's also keep in mind that he's referring to all these videos as hate videos. That is the typical vlogger, YouTuber thing to do. I don't even call videos on me hate videos or comments on me hate comments. I think all that stuff is dumb. But he's calling them hate videos, but they're videos that are literally calling him out for problematic things, like showing Brianna K's street name on Google Earth on his platform in front of 100,000 people. That's an issue. That's what his so-called haters bring up. And yet he calls it hate videos. But other people are allowed to call him out for the same thing, but we're not. This guy cannot take any criticism at all. His little stands didn't even call him out for doing that to Brianna K. Before the video was down, I was in that comment section and I did not see one person calling him out. No one did. They were bashing her for having a miscarriage or how she feels and this and that. I've also learned so much about the dangers of social media. 9 years ago, Everly was born, and my wife and I sang a song, This Is Love, from Cinderella, and put it online for our family to watch.
Yeah, guys, I did it for memories.
Why does my guy always sound like a vlog mom whenever he opens his damn mouth? We did the same for Weston. Those videos are super special and are still watched by family. They are private for them. And if you asked me back then if that was a problem, I would have scoffed.
Now I see.
And so many more have seen as well. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if he learned about the dangers of social media before or after DOXing myself and many other creators. He's literally the online predator that parents and other people warn you about. And he still has his kids on his channel. He's even monetized them to make a point. He monetized his kids who could not consent to being on that camera, to being in that video. He used them to make a point and to make money. What was that about being a hypocrite? And he still has his kids on his channel to this day, dancing in nothing but a diaper. I don't know, man, I just find it so comical that he gives himself so much grace for doing the same things as the people that he speaks out against, yet doesn't give any of them grace and just goes straight for the throat. Zero tolerance for them, but not for him. I have changed leaps and bounds even since 1.5 years ago, when all of the dangers started being uncovered and you were there to uncover them with me, as I often watch the videos for the first time with you. Doubt it with all the heavy breathing. Not to mention, you pre-record all your videos. You just premiere them and watch them with them. You're not actually candidly watching it with your community. You pre-record your videos. What are you talking about? But anyways, the rest of this is just more gaslighting drivel that I really don't want to read out. DCP, you're a goon and a coward for what you did. Go ahead and slander me, go ahead and defame me, or push out personal information. I mean, you do what you're gonna do, but I hope you're ready for the consequences that come with that. Okay, bye.